So my primary relationships within the mentorship program has been as a mentor. In terms of preparation for a meeting, I always and expect my mentees to draft up questions, things that they would like to discuss. I also have topics in preparation based on initial conversations that we have. Um, for instance, our first meetings that we typically do, I keep them very introductive, as well as just wanting to pick their brain in terms of what exactly they want to get out of it. And so I cater as much as I can to the conversation topics that they want to discuss, to whatever challenges that they're currently facing. Be it a lot of my mentees have been in the transition from academia to the professional workforce. So having those conversations and preparing, topics such as, how to apply for interviews, how to transition from that academic mindset, how to prepare yourself for interviews, prepare yourself for the workforce, and really any concerns that they may have. It is a completely different dynamic from the academic world that people have been exposed to for, you know, years on end from elementary school all the way into to their bachelor's or to their graduates. So really, it's a matter of having questions, even no matter what the question may be. I always say that there's never a dumb question. It could always be something that myself has asked in previous mentoring relationships that are still very much applicable in day to day and professional development, academic development, whatever the case may be. So those are typically the big ways that we set up to prepare for these meetings and kind of use that as our guideline for our discussions.
Amazing. And you talked about how the topics change every meeting. Would you say throughout time that maybe the questions or the topics also go more in depth, or are they just changing?
It varies. I have seen a lot more of the conversations get more in depth, and truly for me, that is the more exciting portion because now they're starting to develop, more complex thoughts, more complex ideas in terms of what they want to keep discussing, in terms of what they want to achieve. It always starts from the basis of how do I apply to a job and then to, well, how do I promote myself into a higher pertaining role? How do I accomplish these goals? How do I start multitasking? How do I start enhancing, not only the technical skills but the soft skills? So they start asking about other other criteria, other forms of development that wasn't originally thought of before. So it's really the idea, and I like to think of it as like a spiral. Really, think of it as like a spider's web, where you kind of start from one point and then you swing onto the next section of the web, which becomes a different conversation topic. But in term, as you keep developing that web, you kind of come back and revolve back to the main topic. But now you've had experiences in other aspects that you kind of start to form different ideas, or you kind of start to form more complex questions, comments, goals in themselves that then start to flesh out as we progress throughout the mentoring process.
Gotcha.